What was it like when Burning Man turned into a natural disaster? We asked one burner, and her answers seriously surprised us. Last week, rain turned the Nevada desert into a treacherous field of mud that made walking a challenge and driving impossible. 70,000 people were stuck in the hazardous weather with the limited food and supplies they brought to the festival. The National Guard was mobilized. Some reports claim that the weather caused a death. According to one festival goer, here's what it was really like.
I have been to Burning Man 9 times. The first time was 20 years ago. I've been in day-long dust storms, whiteouts. Last year, in fact, there was a day-long whiteout. I know that there's been rain that closed the gates before, so this was kind of on that line. I don't think that this was an emergency. I don't think it was experienced as an emergency by people who were there. I think it was experienced as an inconvenience. People who came to Burning Man were prepared for something like this to happen. It says right on your ticket, right? There's a waiver on the ticket that you risk serious injury or death by coming to Burning Man. Over time, the event has become like far more organized and far more predictable than in years past. And I think for a lot of old timers, this was kind of a callback to times when Burning Man really was like an at your own risk situation. I walked around a little bit on Saturday, and everybody I talked to was basically taking it completely in stride. I didn't talk to a single person who was freaking out or worried, really. Saturday morning, we just held a camp meeting and we were like, okay, services are not getting in and nobody's getting out. So we had a huge water tank because we have 55 people in our camp. The water was in good shape. It had already been topped off. We said, okay, no more showers, no more dishwashing. We got to conserve our drinking water. Our porta potties are not going to get serviced, therefore we can't pee in the porta potties. We'll just use them for solid waste, and we're going to pee in the playa, which you normally wouldn't do. And we're going to conserve fuel to the extent that it makes sense to do that, and just watch our fuel supplies. And we can't go to the medics if somebody gets in trouble. So please, everybody, be careful and take care of each other. So once we'd all agreed on that, it was like, let's take care of each other. Let's make sure we're in good spirits. So they built a little Burning Man, and we had like a little mini Burning Man on our block. People were definitely partying all night long on Saturday and playing music, just in the little neighborhood around. So you could walk around with Ziploc bags tied to your feet. Some people walked barefoot. I wouldn't do that, but some people did. We had tickets on the burner bus, my husband and I. But the catch is you have to walk out to the road, and then the bus will take you from there. And we walked about 3.5 miles to get to the road. And then the road was full of people with bus tickets, but also another group of people that were just like, I got to get out of here. And that people that walked to the road. And they also got out. They also got on a shuttle bus. And then a ton of people left on 4x4 vehicles. Like starting Sunday, people who thought they could make it started driving through the mud. Normally we would be mooping, going through all of our camp, to make sure we didn't leave any trash. And we left in a big hurry because we got this information that the bus was going to be leaving. And so we're relying on our friends to do that. But when you think about, I know there are people that abandoned bicycles. I know there are people that abandoned vehicles. I know that there are people who fled kind of in a panic and left all of their stuff. And then the mud obviously created a layer that engulfed anything that was left on the surface of the playa, and it's going to be several cycles for those things to like churn up and be seen again. And so playa restoration is typically there for a couple of months. It's going to probably take them longer. It's probably going to need more people. They may never restore the playa to like what was, what should be. If they don't, they may not get their permit allowed for next year. I don't know what, how strict they're going to be about it, but it's definitely a rough one. And I think to me, that's the biggest thing that gives me pause about possibly doing the event again. I've been saying that this is going to be my last year for a bunch of different reasons. Again, it's been 20 years since my first burn. And there's a lot, I've learned a lot of the things that the playa has to teach for myself and for the people that I know that are really in it. They probably first they put the sense of community that you have with people when you are banding together to provide for all of your needs. And next, but very close second, if not this even more important, is the sense of creativity and play that comes into it. So thinking about, just different ways that I can bring that kind of energy into my life in the future, and also share it with my kids.